Hi, this is Angela with Scrapbook Techniques. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are going to talk all things washi today. So if you're like me, you probably have tons of rolls of these great little decorative tapes. So let's talk today about how do we store them, how do we organize them, and how do we catalog these great little things so that we can actually use them. So let's start first of all with the storage. So I store mine in the 3-drawer Recollections units from Michaels. And these are still available on the Michaels website, which is great. I love these. They contain 3 drawers. Inside each of the drawer, you can see there's these nice little dividers. I've seen a lot of people recommend that people use the makeup organizers. They're a little cheaper. Let me show you why I don't use those. This is a makeup organizer, and I started out trying to use these. As you can see, there's no dividers. So if I take a roll of tape out and I move things around, I put it back in, you can see I kind of end up with a mess of washi. So I highly recommend. The Michaels units aren't that much more expensive than the cosmetic organizers that you can get, and you get these great little dividers in here, so I would highly recommend going with these, okay? So this is how I store mine. I have about 10 of these units, and I also have one of the makeup organizers. And so I have a lot of washi, way too much washi, probably over 1,500 rolls, and I use it a lot. And part of the reason why I use it a lot is because it literally sits on my crafting creating desk. You'll be able to see the pictures below and at the end of this video. And that is what greets me each and every day as I sit down to my crafting space. It's awesome. So with these, I had to figure out how in the world was I going to store this. I originally had them in just some little plastic containers in my Alex drawers, and I just wasn't using them. I mean, I've been collecting washi for, the 16 years I've been scrapbooking. So I have a lot. I want to use it. It's so much fun. It's so easy. So I store mine primarily if it is a solid color, as you can kind of see here. As we look in each of these drawers, you will see that this drawer is primarily my red drawer, and I have it all just kind of organized in here. There's no real rhyme or reason to how it's in here other than I try to keep my smaller washi up front. I try to keep my stripes, my florals. I try to keep things somewhat together. Well, of course, I have more red than fits in one drawer. So I just go to my drawer number 2. And as you can see on each drawer, they are labeled here with just some clear tape and my label maker. And I'll show you which one I use here in a minute. But here you can see I have my reds, and then I kind of go into my oranges. And then my drawer number 3 actually has oranges, and then it goes into yellows, and then it continues on and on, just a rainbow approach. So that is the main way how I store things. Now, you might ask, how do you store things that aren't primarily one color? Well, here's a good example. This little guy here is obviously 2 colors, primarily red and yellow. I have to think about how am I going to use that piece of washi tape. I'm probably going to use it on a red layout, so I put that with my red. Now, what do we do when we end up with florals? Okay, this is my drawer number 26, and you can see I also have a clear little label over here that says this is floral. So I've basically taken all of the florals out of all of my kits, and I've put them in one particular drawer. So I can easily come in here, grab a floral, and then I can go and get whatever solid color washis that I might want to kind of accent that. So that is how I store my multicolored washi tapes. It's going to be, for example, there's floral. I also have one here. I do have a lot of baby things because I still am doing a lot of layouts of my daughter when she was very little. And then you can see I also have all my polka dots in here, a few hearts. And again, if I look at my labels on drawer number 27, this is baby and this is dots. So hopefully that gives you some idea how to store these and how to organize them. Now, let's get to the most important piece here. How do we know what we have? I use a little cataloging system here, and this is just an example of my red, my orange, my yellow, and my green. And we're gonna use my reds here as an example. This is just a little IKEA, clear IKEA dish. I'll put links to all of these products down below and in the blog post. But basically what I have done is I have taken some very heavy PVC transparent binding covers. This is very heavyweight stuff. I have cut them down to basically be 4 1/4. I'm gonna just kind of move these out of the way so you can see this a little better. 4 1/4 by 1.5 inches. And what I have done on every single washi tape that I own is I have put a small sample of that washi tape on these transparencies, as you can see here. I love this. I've had lots of different washi samplers. This is the only one I have found that I really, really like. And this is why. You know, washi is transparent or semi-transparent. So as you put it on different pieces of paper, it looks different. Okay, you can see the different colors of reds that are kind of coming through on those pieces of paper. Because this background is a clear acetate, it is very easy to lay this over my project and see if my washi is going to match with that particular project. And again, I can lay it over colored paper, I can lay it over off-white, and I can lay it over white. And you can see the differences that it's going to be. So I have one of these little guys. Also on each one of these, if you remember, my reds were in 2 different drawers. Drawer 1, which is right there. And again, this is just a piece of literally scrap paper that I cut down to 4 1/4 by 1.5. And here you can see just all of these great washi tapes. I can easy flip through them, find the one that I want to look at for my page, lay it over it, and see, does the size fit? Does the color match? It works great, okay? And I also have, we keep coming back here. Oh, look, there's my divider for drawer 2. So all of these washis here are literally going to be in drawer number 2. And again, I can take them, lay them over each type of paper, and see how it's going to look very easily, okay? All of these swatches I keep stored in one of the bottom shelves of my washi, my Rascog carts. And I just reach in whichever. I usually have colors grouped together kind of like this. And I can either reach in, I just made little washi tags for the rings. I just use these little book binding rings, so super easy. And then I also will use some of these little hole protectors if I need to. But let me kind of show you how I go about doing this, okay? For this organization, I'm just gonna set this out of the way just a little bit. I'm gonna grab my paper trimmer here. I'm gonna grab my sheet of acetate. I am gonna measure to 4 1/4. And again, this stuff cuts fantastic on just a normal cutter. And I'm gonna bring this down to 1.5 inches. Super easy. There we go. There's 1. Let me do 2. I'll just do 2 examples for you here. All right, we'll set that aside. We're gonna set our, okay, so now I've got these, but if you notice, everything else has holes because it's all on this ring. So super easy way to do that. Grab these little hole protectors at your local office supply store. Put one right in the corners, this upper left-hand corner. You're gonna grab just a normal little single hole punch. You could also use a crocodile, anything at all like that. And I am just gonna put this in. Punch it right there in the center. There we go. Do the same thing here. Punch that right in the center. So now you can see these 2 pieces of acetate are ready to have washi tape. And I just happen to have a couple of new rolls of washi tape, a couple of little plaids that I need to put on here. So what I'm gonna do, I will also note I live in Colorado, which is a really, really dry climate. So you can see my washi tape tends to get kind of dried out on the ends, and that's okay. I just know that I have to usually spend a little bit of time and kind of pull it forward and get it all kind of ready to go. So we're gonna go ahead and get this black buffalo plaid finally all coming off the roll together. Again, don't get discouraged if this happens to you. It does happen a lot. And it's really just because these ends of the washi tape really do kind of dry out a little bit. There we go. So now I am working just fine. You can see now that I've gotten kind of that dry outer edge off, I am gonna line up my washi tape right on the bottom. Okay, I am gonna grab a pair of my nonstick scissors and I'm just gonna trim this off right there. I'm gonna trim off kind of these frayed pieces over there. And there we go. Now I have a brand new washi tape swatch, that quick, that easy, ready to go. Okay, let's try the next one, okay? And again, this is gonna go on my little ring of blacks, and this is gonna go right into my drawer of black washi tape. Okay, now I've got this other cute little plaid here, and you can see this is a Simple Stories, I believe. And this one came off and started quite easy. I'm just gonna go edge to edge for the full 4 1/4 inches. And I'm gonna trim it off. There we go. There is our next little washi swatch ready to go. This will go, of course, on my browns. So I hope you see how easy it is to store, organize, and be able to catalog your washi tape so that you can use this going forward. I hope you'll join me for some future organizational videos. Be sure and subscribe to the newsletter below. That way you'll be up to date on any and all new videos that come out. Thank you for joining Scrapbook Techniques today.